5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Now slowly place your hands over your eyes for a few seconds. And once you are ready, you may remove your hands and you may open your eyes. Thanks a lot, Masters. Thank you so much. Yes, Masters. Wonderful. You all. Welcome back, all of you. And however, the ones who wants to continue doing meditation, please, you may do so. And once you open your eyes, please have some glass of water, my dear friends. Okay. Welcome to day 12. So today we will be learning about the mastery of fundamentals, because we were speaking about the curriculum that they have been provided, how the education should be here on earth. And yesterday we have learned about the ingredients for the process of enlightening the mind, that we all have to be open very much, and that we have to be centered at heart, and we have to keep progressing, we have to keep learning. And there is no grade system. So there is only progression. There is only going forward. So today we will be seeing furthermore about the mastery of the fundamentals that we will be knowing, because it is very much necessary before the information and the powers can be increased. So from now on, the education has been increased a bit more, and allow the total freedom with the powers of the minds, friends. Be completely open towards everything. And we all know that in this process, that when we uplift one being, like one person, that one person uplifts all. So that is why the education which is mentioned to one is for the all. And in this evolutionary process, they do understand how it is important for all of us to learn from one another, especially from the collective consciousness, that we are all here with different patterns of mind. However, when we are open, we tend to see from all the, not only in the 3D aspect, but however, in all the dimensional aspects, we will be hearing and we will be taking. And today we have also, we will also see how to take the things forward in the linear fashion and in a holistic concept, especially on the evolution of life and consciousness. One thing that we have to consider is that the past, present, future, they all are in the present moment of time. So when we are going, it's a bit different concept to understand it on earth, my dear friends. However, for us, past and future are viewed as linear. However, when we are in the evolutionary process, everything is in the present moment itself. And that is why it is said in Arcturians, there is no competition. And that is why they are more relaxed. They do not age like us. They are peaceful. And now they were also mentioning it is the time for all of us to shift the vibration together, that we become also non-competitive and more relaxed about our existence. And we will be understanding, we'll be fully happier that the amount of the time that we are on the earth. And we should also need to understand this concept of time. And they say that here on earth, we have a false system of having the clock, that we have to accomplish certain things in this time period, and then once it is not achieved, then we keep judging, oh, this moment has been wasted. So first of all, we ourselves have invented this clock, this time, And then we ourselves are thinking of what is happening. This is what they say, that Arcturians only measure the frequency and vibrational qualities of love and light. And this is the two qualities that they say that everyone needs to possess, and everyone should go in the direction of spiritual morals and the behaviors. And one thing here I also wanted to add that on Arcturians, one can say, how the educational system is there when there are no grades, especially for the work that they have done. However, there are only grades. They also have grades that they have with the elders, who grade themselves on the number of species they can help each other with their lives. And they pride themselves on the number, but they will never reveal the actual count to others. So what happens when the score is not revealed? Even just for a couple of seconds, try to imagine, my dear friends, even in our schools, there is no grading system, there is no first rank, there is no second rank, and the scores are not revealed. Then what will happen? Then there will be only oneness, right? We study together, we progress together, we journey together, and then there will be no comparison. That is what they were mentioning here, that they take pride themselves on the numbers, but however, they will never reveal the actual count to others. For if they did, then they also know that a system will start for like comparison, which is similar to the one that is found on Earth, would be born. That is why they are completely aware. And one of the things that they have also learned from us is the process of dynamics. Here is another important subject, my dear friends, that they have learned from Earth is the process of dynamics. And they say, in this process, like this process is the one which creates the structures of water and the many different energy formations that are manifested from these structures. So this is why the structures of the water is very much important. We think that we are drinking water, but there is a lot of energy that we are consuming. So we have to be very careful. And there are many energy formations, so that they have learned from us as well. So it is always like give and take. And now we will be seeing about the secrets of digestion of information on an energy level. So what means digestion? So which means simply absorption, right? So when we eat something, the food is turned into energy and is absorbed in the physical body. So this is the same also for them. But they say for them, the digestion is the slow breakup of energy and its transformation into a higher source. So that higher source is nothing but the physical body for us. And the energy that is absorbed into their consciousness is like in this process, they will be transforming the higher levels of awareness when it is absorbed. And they say, especially for humans, there are three things which needs to be aligned. Those three things are, there are three bodies especially that needs to be synchronized into one. And those three are physical body, mental body, and emotional body. So these are the three bodies: physical, mental, and emotional. Once again, my dear friends, physical, mental, and emotional bodies. They say that these three should be turned synchronized into one. And here there is another interesting aspect, that majority of the times the humans sometimes abuse their body. What happens in this process is that somewhere we ourselves are killing the cells within ourselves, within the body. And this is why the ingestion process is slowing down. And for example, the Arcturians see that our ingestion process includes many items that do not quicken the vibration. And one important thing that they mention is food. And they say such sort of food is when we eat animal life forms, when we eat sugars, when we eat the harmful for the body. So there are that we have to increase the vibrational states. Just 1 second, my dear friends. And that they say when we do not know how to fuel the body, like how to put the fuel, then that is why these sorts of foods, like, when we don't know, nothing bothers us. But once we are in the accelerated path, once we are in this evolutionary path, every food that we consume has got a lot of impact, and they break our energy patterns. So that is why, especially when someone is in the yogic path, they give a lot of importance to what they are consuming, not only in terms of food, but also in the thoughts and what kind of energy that we are taking, consuming from others. Everything matters in this process. And they say, in fact, that there are presently many beings on the Earth planet that can tolerate only the consumptions of the highest forms of energy, which is very good, my dear friends. And that is why they say that it is another very important part of our curriculum. And another thing now, they say, so when we fail, again coming back, for them, like when they fail to learn in the beginning, all the other lessons will be continuously repeated. That is the reason why also for us, when we do not overcome our fears, or when a lesson is not yet learned, we keep getting the same lessons again and again through another forms or through another person. But if we catch that pattern, it is the same. So that is where we have to be very much aware. Now, let us see about the evaluation process that structures an individual's progress. They say that this is the final step, and in this step, they assess the application on and usage of the information and frequency. So when someone asked to document a judgment of the usage of the manifestation powers, and one is asked to qualify for the highest ranks on Arcturians, and they say in this situation, the subject is placed in a room with the elders, and they are in the position to read into their Akashic records and document the areas of growth and achievement that they had over eons of time. So today we had another term called Akashic records. I thought previously it's just an Indian word, like only the people in India knows about this, but it's not the fact, my dear friends. It's the entire globe. Every person should know this thing. This is a common terminology. So Akashic record is something that our entire history has been stored in that. It's not only about this life, but throughout the life patterns, how our thoughts are there, what have we done, what have we came to this earth planet to learn, how are we progressing, everything is mentioned. That is the reason why when someone vacates the body and goes to higher planes, they see their Akashic records, and then they choose their parents to come, and they choose the situations, and then they come to earth. That is how everything starts. So we as parents think we are the ones who is giving birth to children. And that is a false thing on the other side on spirituality, that children are the ones who are choosing you as parents, and they are here for their own experiences. So no one owes anyone. So Akashic records is very much important thing. So not only for the earthlings, see, my dear friends, that even on Arcturians, the elders take them into a room and show how they have been advancing and how they were, what is their growth and what is their achievement, and how should they keep learning more further. And that is their examination. It is also the same for us as well. But this term called anesthesia, what happens is that every kid who is born until 5 years, they remember everything. And slowly they come to this logical mindset and they come to this society. Much of the knowledge has been lost. Like, it's not lost, it's as if that they have been numbed, like by giving anesthesia. So we are the ones who are we are pulling them into this society. So here we need to understand that is the reason why we need to listen to a kid when someone is born and what they are saying. We should not be like, okay, they don't know. It's not something like that. It's something that they are speaking from the higher consciousness. And they say that the standards of appropriateness are preset by the elders and by a group of cosmic beings. And they determine the karmic board level. Again, we got another good concept, which is karma. And they say they determine from the karmic board level. It's a very beautiful subject, my dear friends. Over the years, karma has been mentioned like, as if you do something, someone will, it will bounce back. But again, we need to understand it is just the experience. Karma is such a beautiful concept that one has to understand, and probably after these sessions after the Arcturians, we will understand more about the karma, which is a beautiful subject. So this is where they determine from the karmic board level who is deemed suitable to progress to a higher state of being. And in this examination, they were asked to resolve the unresolved situations from the past lives that have been read in their Akashic records. See the beauty. Whatever I'm reading here, trust me, my dear friends, this is the same situation. It happens once we vacate the body and we go to the higher worlds. That as if we are watching in a movie, everything will be shown once we go to the higher states. For every person, it is the same. So that is why there is no concept of heaven and hell. If a soul transcends to the highest path and if they keep going on towards the learning, because there are also the universal laws, even for the higher beings, they have the laws of when to interfere and when not. So that is the reason why when we are in the path of spiritual enlightenment, we tend to have the open minds instead of going there and seeing what have been done. Here itself, in the path of enlightenment, we will be learning. So that is why even it is equally important to understand about death as well. So death is not about saying like vacating the body, it's a transition. So it's a beautiful thing. I will read once again, coming back to Arcturians. So in this state of examination, they will be asked to resolve the unresolved situations of their past lives that are read in the Akashic records. So they are being presented or re-represented with those situations, and they will be asked, the elders will ask them to provide the solution to such sort of case studies. What a beautiful thing, like this is one of the beautiful path that for us, we are taking another life form. If we did something in the past, those effects are continuing in this life. And there, you see, again, even for them, they have been asked to resolve the unresolved situations of the past life that were read in the Akashic records. And then they were presented or represented with those situations again and asked them to provide the case studies of what it could be. See, so much of we think like it's, it's such a lengthy pattern, but the process is the same in every dimension, in every planet, or in every star system. So which means, I remember this thing when my brother had vacated the body, he said to me in a dream that he appeared and said to me, Nilima, in higher worlds, there is only meditation. So how much we keep progressing here, how much we keep opening our minds, how much we grow, there is endless. It is endless. So, and we grow together. And they say that their answers are measured against the range of behaviors that are acceptable for that frequency. And there is no pride or shame for them in passing or failing this measurement, because in Arcturians, there is only oneness concept. And that is why there is only progress. When we do not know, B, then only A is existing. Similarly, there is no pride or shame in passing or failing here. And they only stay at the same level or they go forward. See, my dear friends, there is no backward journey for them. They only stay at the same level or they go forward. In that case, how we on Earthlings, if we do not do, meditation for 1 year, how can we think we have journeyed backward? There is nothing like that. Maybe for a couple of days or something, we remain stagnant. We remain at the same level. However, we will be or we go forward. This is what happens also for us. And we do have the opportunity that the Arcturians have the opportunity to rest at any time, and they take this option very, very seriously. Resting, they take very seriously. And there is no such thing as emotional attachment to any one level or achievement. So the only emotion that is attached to it is one of the mentally mastering the keys and secrets of constant evolution. So only for wisdom they are attached. There is a thrive. And that is why for them going together and evolution pattern process is much faster than the earthlings, than the humans, for us on the earth beings. So when they seek, what they seek is the light within the physical bodies, and the light is the source of all power in the universe. This is what we have already read in the previous chapters as well, my dear friends, about the electromagnetic field, which is very, very important. And they say that it is not that difficult because they have been born out of higher frequency and contain the one consciousness within the bodies that transcend the third dimension. So that is why in certain cases, it is very difficult for humans to accept such kind of instances. And they say on the Earth planet, we have the difficult time releasing the friction of the learning of the physical world, and therefore have even more difficult time in accepting the new information and awareness that awaits for us. So they say in three-dimensional world, it is even more difficult in accepting the new dimension and awareness that awaits for us. That is why they say that we have to be infinite. We have to open up our mind. And they say our bodies, once we increase our frequency, our bodies are the first ones which is absorbing this sort of energy. And that is why then we will see this sort of effect in our consciousness. So trust me, my dear friends, even especially when someone is progressing in this path, probably the others might not understand why this person is behaving or going this way. So when you encounter such sort of things, please be patient as well, because it is also something for us that these masters are trying to teach us. These spiritual embodiments are trying to teach us. So now they mention finally that only when these three bodies physical, mental, and emotional bodies are in harmony of the one, then we will be able to begin the transformation into the light bodies and make a quantum leap into the new dimensions that awaits for us. And that dimension is the one in which the Arcturians operate, and it is within our range of consciousness and beingness. So tomorrow we will be going about the land that they have left behind, and soon we are going to start about the starship. So now in the starship, every word that they have written itself is, we have to really learn, my dear friends. It is very much important for us to progress together and be together on this journey. So thank you so much. Thank you one and all. And if anyone wants to share anything, please, you may unmute yourself and go ahead. Anyone would like to share? I hope the educational pattern is completed now, and I hope it is all clear as well. So we have seen about how we have to understand the process of enlightening the mind, how we have to, receive this sort of information, and how the digestion takes place, like how we need to digest the information, and then how we need to process that. So thanks a lot for resonating. Thank you, Lakshmi Garu. Thank you, Shraddha Garu. Thank you so much. Thank you all, my dear masters. In that case, then we will be connecting for tomorrow's session.